Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another review. Let me know who you guys want me to review today, because there's usually I just check out like Fobin, so obviously I'm gonna try to get like Kimpembe, Ronaldo Sanchez, Bale, blah blah blah, right? But yeah, we're gonna see who we actually end up reviewing today, because some of these guys I don't care too much about. But Kamara, Kamara's like one of those guys that looks pretty decent. Medium high work rates as well. Shadow chemistry style could be decent. That's if you mainly use them as a CDM. But yeah, there's a few players that we could definitely review today if given the chance to. But for now, we have the new Rodrigo De Paul card on a shadow chemistry style, right? So with Rodrigo De Paul, guys, we're taking a look at a card who is 5'11 height, high medium work rates, right-footed, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. So right off the bat, this is the type of card that you could potentially use in a 2 midfield setup for sure. You could potentially use him as one of 3 midfielders, either on the stay back while attacking role, or he could be your attacking oriented one because he does have some pretty decent attacking capabilities. Now, with the cards that exist nowadays and the way that that 4-1-2-2 sets up with, having a more attacking rounded center mid in the other position, a card like this wouldn't be bad to use if you keep him on that stay back while attacking cover, not cover center, just stay back while attacking tactic, because he's still going to act against that instruction because of the high medium work rate that he has with the tactics set up the way that it is, right? Player traits in game, he does have the finesse shot trait, which can be helpful, but his shooting is not necessarily crazy unless you give him like a hunter chemistry style. Base card stats definitely need to be improved in certain areas, but still set up nicely for people who are Atletico Madrid fans to use in the meta of the game, because he's going to be working with 97 acceleration with 92 sprint speed, which is fantastic, obviously, at a 90 for stamina. So it's a card you could pretty much use in different positions in the midfield area for sure. Base card stats for shooting is actually set up really nicely as well, so that if you do get into proper scoring opportunities, he'll be okay at them as a midfielder. Base card stats for passing, very good on the card. I would say that the biggest disappointment with Rodrigo's card is going to be in the weak foot being a 3-star, right? So if they made him a 4-star player, then there would have been better things to look at for this card, right? Because with the meta of the game nowadays, it really sucks to have someone that doesn't have the craziest of weak foots unless they're like a really, really good attacker. In my case, I use Gelson Martins as my attacking oriented center mid. Yeah, doesn't have the weak foot, but does have the skill moves and crazy pace with good work rates at a high to compensate for that, right? So a lot of different things that you definitely have to look at. Dribbling on this card is in the mid 80s, high 90s area, with some future improvements if they actually end up winning. Average body type while being 5'11 is pretty decent for midfielders. Now, the 5'11 height is what makes me want to use him more as a stay back while attacking player, but regardless, on a shadow chemistry style, the card is only going to be working with low defensive awareness, right? So again, more of an attacking rounded card. And then last but not least, for physical stats, he's got 85 for strength and then 90 for stamina. So the card looks interesting. We're going to definitely talk about it at the end of it. But for now, let me see if I have the proper tactic for this. We do have the 4-1-2-2. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to switch that there. I love this team because it's actually very versatile. Felipe Coutinho, Lucas Vasquez. Okay, so you're going to be the stay back guy. I want to see if you act against your tactic there. You're going to be actually pushing forward. You are going to stay there. And then you have stay back on DePaul. Renan Lodi. Gotta switch that there. Sergino Dest. Okay, so that's the defensive tactic. Perfect. Okay, let's go try him out. So dribbling wise with him, you don't want to do like body feints and that kind of stuff. I test that out with him, but it's not going to necessarily be the craziest with a card like this. He definitely feels like someone I'd probably keep more on the stay back while attacking so far. Some things you just kind of catch right away. But you can see here. Oh, we potentially can get that, and we don't. I pressed L1 at the last second because I saw where the goalie was, and I was like, let me see if I can actually get a chip off here instead. This has been a consistent thing recently, where you shoot it to the side position, and the goalie has been palming it to the side areas. That's a consistent thing, I did not mean to chip or to flick that there. That was my bad. That's the thing, right? Stay back while attacking, but because he's a high medium work rated player, he will act against the instruction tactic because of that. Nice, actually catches that. Nice goal, we'll take that. Nice, good shot there. Good stuff, good stuff. Gotta get those green timings as much as possible. Oh, it does well there. See, the upgrades that he could potentially get is going to be the main thing that I want to look at here. Again, I do think that they chose another pretty decent Showdown card to look at when it comes to these specific upgrades. They do format the cards in that way, for sure, for you to pick one or the other. Nice. Ball roll driven. Yeah, his high medium will still get him involved in the attack. So he'll act against it for sure. Even on the stay back, he'll definitely act against it. But I like that they act against it because they'll still be defensive, but they just play to that high medium work rate. You can see that the dribbling wise though, like it's a card that I want to keep on that stay back. That, you know, it's nice to offer a little bit of extra attacking support if I need it. Challenge wasn't too bad right there when I actually pressed the tackle button. Ooh, good strike again on the green. Like, if I'm going to choose a more attacking-oriented center mid, I would definitely go with the Lucas Vasquez card over this one for sure. Yeah, just small little dribbles. Don't have to do anything too complicated when you're just playing regular FIFA. His movement there wasn't actually that bad. I didn't mind that at all. Oh, that works, that works, that works. We'll take that. For those of you wondering how you actually do that, like, arrow run, you just have to press, not press, but you have to flick the right stick in a direction you want them to run towards. Once you make the pass, so boom, and then I can just do this. So I'll pass the ball and then flick it to the bottom right. See, I don't use it that often, like if I'm playing serious FIFA, but like for the reviews, I'll force it to kind of like get them into the attacking positions like that, right? But it's not really like worth doing. Like allowing their AI to do whatever I think is more important. Target lock, however, is different. Target lock is actually a little bit more helpful, but they've ruined the passes from target lock, so. I got it past him though. Oh, could you imagine if I scored that from there? Sheesh, that would have been crazy. I was wishing you'd get that, actually. Go for a near post here. Should be going far post, but just wanted to try it there. I like that I pressed the tackle button there and he didn't actually overcommit the tackle because it didn't make sense to. Yeah, so 2 occasions there where I pressed the tackle button just for the extra aggression, and he actually does the aggression more than he does the challenge there, which is good. Oh, if that pass went off, I would have gone for a first time strike for sure. Checking out that track back a little bit. It does come back pretty nicely. It's a card again that, like, I feel like, you know, they chose correctly in regards to the showdown aspect of it. Like, he definitely feels like he still needs a few things here and there. You try out the pressure. That's why I like to dribble into the players for the reviews to see how they kind of respond to it. White time shot, not bad. He takes some really decent long shots, eh? Like, I'm hitting them in the white sometimes. In the greens, he actually smacks the ball really well. Try here from a finesse. to white. Yeah, like he actually hits it quite well. Because his shooting is really low considering the types of shots that he's taking. So yeah, you could give him like a Hunter chemistry style and improve it a little bit more for sure. But obviously you want the base stats to be improved more than anything. So you don't have to give him a shooting boost on a midfielder, right? Once they push out their goalkeeper just a tiny bit, you just go for the chip, man. That's all you have to do. Yeah, right. Imagine that. Good to test out the dribbling in those situations, though. Okay, guys, so final verdict on the new Rodrigo de Paul card. So, yeah, guys, he's one of those types of cards, right, where, again, like the Eric Bailly card, definitely needs some upgrades in certain areas of the cards for him to be pretty nice. The biggest disappointment, I would say, about de Paul's card is probably going to be in the weak foot, right? Because if he had a 4-star capability, this would actually be a pretty sick card to get, especially with the links you can work with as a center mid who is mostly going to be on that stay back while attacking tactic, acting against it because the high medium work rate. Like for me, that's the type of thing that I see this card being used in, because right off the bat, it's better than the Kondogbia card. Kondogbia is just not a card. Like even when I did the review, I was like, this card's like not that crazy, right? With this card, there was a lot of potential if they actually gave him that weak foot. But even without the weak foot, guys, right? The card on the high medium work rate is not going to be your crazy defensive presence player, right? Because of defensive awareness being at an 82 while being a high medium work rated player. So you have to kind of use him in a more attacking sense. But if you do that, he needs base card stats to be improved for dribbling, for base card stats on shooting. Passing is already pretty decent on the card, so I'm not too worried about that. But a little bit of extra aggression and strength wouldn't be bad on a card like this too. Because obviously with a card like de Paul, there's so many different links you can work with when it comes to Atletico Madrid, the Argentinian links. Because if you guys are trying to have fun in the game and you actually use that Player of the Month Correa card in the striker position, and you have de Paul playing center mid in a 4-3-3, that's the easiest link up you can get for someone like Correa in your team. You can see that he's the one that gives you that triple link setup. The rest is mainly going to be the Argentinian players, the obvious Atletico Madrid players here and there. Again, another card that EA has improved to the point of being good enough to use in the meta of the gameplay. Because the reason why I say this, guys, is because not everyone who plays FIFA needs to have like crazy meta in their team, right? But they have to at least improve players to a point where they can be used in it, right? So that's what they did with the de Paul card, but still needs upgrades in certain areas for him to be a really good card. It's not a card that I would personally unlock myself. Like Eric Bailly is a card that has more potential because that dives into tackles trait while being upgraded in certain areas of it. De Paul also has really good potential, but the way that his card is formatted is more of an attacking oriented center mid than a defensive one, because the way that his base card stats for defense is set up. And nowadays I prefer to use, you know, if I actually do use a center mid that can attack really well, it's got to be like someone like an Alwar or something, you know what I'm saying? Like Alwar's card is set up really nicely for that. 4-star, has his own body type, that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, not an SBC that I would complete myself, but again, not a bad SBC. He has some things to work with, but just a little bit disappointing in regards to what they could have done to him because of that 4-star weak foot, because the links would have been really cool for a card like this. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.